evening, gangsters.
Good evening.
I didn't have a...
I didn't know if you were waiting for us to say it back to you.
No, I realized I didn't have... I realized this domain, I wouldn't say specters and spirits. I wasn't sure what noir thing to say.
Guys and dolls.
Yeah, guys and dolls, but I mean, it's a little gender binary, backing.
Dolls can...
I mean, that is...
gender.
I don't think any of us are theys, though, as our characters.
But I'm not talking to all of you. I'm talking to the audience.
Hello.
Hello, galoots and
friends and foes.
gams. I'm calling you legs.
Galoots and galoodettes.
Gams? Just call everyone gams. I'm like that.
Hello,
Hello,
It's
gams.
legs. I think that's funny.
That's fine. Everyone's got legs.
That's objectively not true, is the problem. I'm trying to be extremely inclusive in this language in this horrific game I'm about to play. So,
Bad Dragon patrons.
hi everyone, my name is Philip. I'm the Dreadmaster of this horror show that has already begun, with a scenario more horrific than anything that will be conjured later tonight. Welcome to Blood from a Stone, a tale of love and dread in RPG. Surrounding me are some wonderful players, and I think we'll even have more in a bit here. We have a very exciting game for you all tonight. Before we jump into it, I want to thank Brinninger for gifting a ton of subs last session. That was so kind of you to do. I also want to thank whoever created this calendar. I guess it's a company called Black Oak Workshop. Because I get to open another one. Last week we opened 13, even though it should have been 11. Now we're caught up, and on Tuesday I opened 14. So tonight we're opening 15, I think.
Excellent.
Correct. 15, box 15. Ooh, it's right here. I think based on the standard stuff, we're gonna get another D6. This will be a D6 that is, oh yeah, that's a cool D6. Look at that. Just statement piece.
Dragon.
Boom. Dragon
That's
face.
nice.
It's a good one.
Great dragon.
First roll with it is a dragon face, so there you go. Strong, rolls high.
Dragon?
Dragon. Bat. So, good times, everyone. I also just want to say thanks to everybody who's been watching out there. Thanks for supporting our Kickstarter, which we finished up kind of last week, and that went super well, and we're so excited we're already putting that together. It's going to be so awesome. You are going to be seeing some of the features from that game on display here tonight. Because we are in our noir-infused domain of dread called Heisteles. Yes, Pierce.
Nothing. That was more of a ode to myself. Because I feel like, I'll post this to the group. This is a loose game already, so I was thinking maybe we should put whatever our unique classes or species are in our name.
You could do that if you wanted to. I don't think it's a loose game. I think it's a loose stream. And if you have a loose stream, see your doctor, because, okay.
Oh, good God.
Anyway, everyone.
I have a loose stream.
Your doctor
not-
say,
My grandpa was a urologist.
I'm not that kind of doctor.
help, Dr. Soup.
Like I can tell you about historical remedies, but I don't really vouch for their validity in the modern era.
I know what they used to do.
I've
Don't
heard you
do
laugh
that.
like that.
What?
I don't think I've ever heard you cackle like that.
I've been watching a lot of 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown, and I'm trying to do the Jimmy Carr laugh.
Very niche.
Yeah, this is a niche thing. For anybody out there who, like me, spends all day watching British television on YouTube, everybody out there who watches Would I Lie to You and Taskmaster all day long, and then you run out of that, so you gotta go to 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown and the big fat quiz of the year. Whew, this is real niche. What I'm saying is real niche, you guys. So we have a very fun game for you all tonight. Last time, I guess I'll give a recap of the events of last week. Last week was super casual. After several of the denizens of Heisteles rescued a woman in distress named Jenny, just Jenny. They took her into Dr. Soup's office. She was being attacked by this horrible undead thing, and she explained to them what was going on. She had crossed Judge Blunder, and she was really trying to find some friends who could help her, and this group basically all fell under her spell. Whiskerina, Dr. Soup, Sister Mercy, and Igneous were all really felt themselves moved for, in some cases, the first time in years, to help this woman, to help her steal a phonograph from Judge Blunder out at Blunderland, where this whole digression to Heisteles began. She also decided that she trusted not only these very helpful friends who saved her, but two new arrivals who had some connection to the previous people and were kind of intrigued by implications about Sister Mercy's provenance as a creature from beyond the mists. That would be Hattie Ford, explorer, and her friend Mikey Santangelo.
How's it going?
A dwarfish crooner. Whiskerina stayed behind as the others. She stayed behind to sort of make sure just Jenny was safe, while the others took a record that just Jenny had been stealing from the archives here at High U, because they wanted to see what was on it. She told them that it was something that might be able to help them, might help understand how Judge Blunder was able to control the dead so assuredly. They took it over to the Falco Center for Performing Arts. They went to a dance studio, they played the record, and then horror surged, and skeletons in the mirror, reflected only on one side, slowly began crossing into this room. And this was actually just happened when Mikey Santangelo exercised a bit of discretion, perhaps not atypical for him, but certainly atypical for the people in these horror games, when on the recording on this record, a lich was heard to be speaking. A lich who was going to reveal to them, was going to reveal one of the dread texts. In particular, he was going to tell them a story or a song, perform a song for them from Paradise called Blood from a Stone. Mikey paused the record at this point, kind of wanting to make sure this was an okay thing, at which point these skeletons attacked Mikey, collected the record, he showed off his pretty impressive pipes. Even so, these skeletal attackers proved themselves pretty formidable. Sister Mercy and Mikey were both pretty badly injured. I think Igneous took a few licks. Harriet and Dr. Soup were they were somewhat harmed. They were not, no one was like, I think Sister Mercy is the only person who dropped, but Mikey was close. But the group managed to stage an escape. Largely helped by Igneous, actually. He covered their escape using his sort of kind of like intuitive clue solving stuff to pull down a bunch of banners so they wouldn't be able to be sniped on the way out. However, horror was about to surge again, and Dr. Soup felt some sense that he could maybe prevent this by giving into something else. It was kind of a subconscious feeling, largely because it was the player and not the character doing so. But at any point, he chose to advance the dread clock, which crossed over basically to where it started last session. We are now at 5. We started last session at 6, and we went all the way around in that time. Instead, he triggered a dread storm, and quite improbably, we once again had an incursion into Heisteles for the second time in a row by a flying saucer from Rocket Base 95. One that contained
My girl.
S.A. Rawlings and Dahlia, as they had literally been there like a couple hours before. Rawlings, I will say at this point, what happened next has changed the game more than anything else has occurred. Rawlings had a goal to offer the aliens, and they took it. And against odds, with a rolling against them, rolling advantage at them with a +2 bonus to their rolls. Nevertheless, the aliens won the duel, and rather than trying to transform this realm, they simply tried to get one specific thing, which they acquired: a film canister marked with the number, or marked with the Roman numerals XII. 13. My God, guys, it's been a long week. In any event, this ship escaped. Dahlia and Rawlings, we will be returning to them as some pretty seismic shifts are happening as they emerge not from a cloud of mist, but a purple nebula near Rocket Base 95 in their flying saucer. We will be venturing to Rocket Base 95 sooner than later, I would imagine, but we still have many stories to tell here in Heisteles and Merkshire first. In the meantime, Dr. Soup, Mikey, Harriet, Igneous, and Sister Mercy managed to use this sudden downpour kind of as a way to evade these skeletons who no longer seem to be running after them. Mikey kind of came out of invisibility. They all made it back to the still darkened sort of faculty building where Whiskerina is currently with just Jenny, making sure she's fine. We will be resuming there in a moment, but first, I'm going to read tonight's invocation. I'll be curious if anybody knows this one just by the hearing it. I think the lore about this is that the following was improvised. You know what the fellow said. In Italy, for 30 years under the Borgias, they had warfare, terror, murder, and bloodshed, but they produced Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, and the Renaissance. In Switzerland, they had brotherly love. They had 500 years of democracy and peace. And what did that produce? The cuckoo clock. So long, Holly. So, out in this hallway, I actually forgot something in that game. It wasn't really relevant at the time. Did any of you not take damage in that fight? The 5 of you. Igneous, Harriet, Dr. Soup, you all took some damage somewhere.
Yeah, I'm actually fairly rough.
Cool.
Yeah, we all took some damage.
In that case, I need everyone. I'm doing this probably at a lower rate than I should, but this is just the memory of it. It's fine. Can you all please make one morality saving throw for me?
I'm sorry, what?
Morality saving throw.
Natural 20, baby.
Okay, what does that get you to?
A 20, baby.
A 20. Wonderful. Oh, actually, Mikey and Harriet, I'm so sorry. You two don't have to. I'm so sorry. That was a waste of a roll. You do not need to roll.
Unless it was a 13.
Unless it was a 13. No, I wouldn't count it. I genuinely wouldn't count it.
17.
You two were not under the effect. Yeah, go ahead. Sister Mercy, what do we got?
4.
4. Beautiful. Dr. Soup?
0.
0. Love it. Igneous?
10.
10. Great. You are all still under the... You're all still under the charm. You actually do get to roll that when you take damage, and you really should have more chances, but we're just going to go 1 each. That's fine. So you all still really want to help just Jenny. It's pretty funny that the 2 people who weren't even under it, they just rolled amazingly on it. All is well. So anyway, the point is, Mikey is burnt up. Sister Mercy is bloodied. Dr. Soup is pretty bloodied. Igneous and Hattie, you all look a little worse for wear as you gaze out across the rainy quad where the rain is still falling pretty strongly. You see a few kind of skeletal forms in robes kind of like lurking oddly before they seem to kind of just disperse in general. And at that point, I would say you all can kind of continue on. I also will sort of mention, you all would have noticed, even with the crazy rain, that as you were running, there were lights in the sky above you. And though the idea of an aircraft is not completely unfamiliar to you, the aircraft that you all momentarily saw kind of like flying low through the mists above and the clouds and like the rain flying off of it, these lights shooting out the bottom was this sort of silver cylindrical vessel, extremely large diameter. It was certainly a very strange thing to have witnessed, and Dr. Soup, I think because your character was the one that traded, you have some sense that was a thing from beyond the mist. Sister Mercy, I'm even going to say with your proficiencies and stuff, you probably suspect something similar. Whiskerina, from inside, you have heard the rains beginning to pound outside. Just Jenny kind of like huddled closer to you for a moment, as you've been sort of like trying to heal her up a bit. But with your passive perception, you did hear like an odd like rumbling in the air. It almost sounded like an airplane or something like that, but much louder and different. and you heard that pass over for a while before disappearing. So are the rest of you kind of going back to Dr. Soup's office?
Well, we've got to check on Just Jenny.
Then in that case, I will sort of say that we'll kind of we'll sort of resume Whiskerina. Kind of the door opens and you see, soaked in water, covered in many cases in blood, you see the other five return, and Just Jenny sort of looks up, her sort of cigarette in her long holder. She's kind of, frightened for a moment before seeing it's at least some of her trusted friends. But they look pretty rough for their wear, and Mikey Santangelo, the dwarf who has some burning on his nice clothing, is carrying that record. Now no longer in a sleeve or anything, just kind of out on its own. He's just holding it.
Professor Vizzini Giantmaul, it would appear, based on new evidence, that the auditorium is indeed haunted.
Well, how?
I mean, you are correct in that assumption. There were many skeletons that attacked us just now. So I'm gonna say that I'm gonna concede that point to you on this one.
Of course. You all look horrible.
But the students
Yeah.
got
Horrible too.
curricula since the last time I was here, That's what it looks like, at least. I don't know what that was, but some kind of weird drama. The drama club's gotten real method lately, huh?
I wouldn't say that necessarily.
Hey, how's everybody doing? I know we took quite a beating over there.
I'm a little worse for wear, although I've been through worse.
Not good.
You all look so hurt. I'm so sorry I've gotten you all into this.
Oh, no, not at all, Jenny. You were very right about the power of this record. If this is combined with that phonograph, I can't imagine what will happen.
Oh, we had to keep it away from the judge. Maybe you should just break it. Maybe you should just break it apart. I don't want anything else to happen to any of you.
Yes, but if this is broken, then I perhaps will be trapped here, and no offense to anyone present, but I would not like to be trapped in this place.
It's not so bad once you get used to it.
Eh,
We've got some decent bars.
When was the last time you got out of town, Igneous?
I don't leave. I like it just fine here.
Yeah, me and Igneous with some city slickers over here, We
City
don't do
slicker.
a rough and tumble thing too well.
What is a city slicker?
It came from a movie back in the day. Billy Crystal Meth.
Oh yeah, that's one of them foreign films. I remember that.
Please don't.
Actually, I was invited to the premiere of that one.
I don't want any of you to get hurt, please.
Well,
Just
I
promise
don't.
me you're being careful.
In all of my research, generally speaking, that destroying an object without knowing how to do so, if it's got any sort of intrinsic supernatural properties, is sort of more bad than good. So I think we probably need to hold on to this, but we definitely need to get that phonograph away from the judge, because who knows what other records.
You're
They-
right. You're so right.
Thank you, Jenny.
You're very smart. You're all so wonderful. I'm so lucky to have met you all.
We're lucky to have met you. I have to tell you, back there, those skeletons, they were chasing us, and I messed them all up. They couldn't chase us any longer.
You're wonderful, Igneous. You're wonderful. You're simply grand.
Thank you. I don't know about you all, but I feel like I need to rest for a little bit.
I would like to do that as well.
Are we? I'm not. I mean, I'm not entirely sure how safe we are here, but we can try to maybe barricade the door or something.
Slept in worse conditions. Mikey knows.
I mean, look, you can. It's plenty of worse places to be barricaded in. Better places too, but plenty of worse places.
So,
It depends on who's doing the barricading,
so you're all going to try to barricade yourselves in to this place for the night.
But sleep or just do a short rest?
That is a question.
I mean, I could probably be okay after a little bit of a rest. I don't know how everyone else is.
I would prefer to rest as long as possible, but of course, if the group would like to continue after a short time, then I will make do.
If any of you have a safer place we could hole up for a night, I'm open to suggestions.
Would I have a safe place?
I mean, you could take them to a place. I would say that based on what you've seen, it seems like you understand that people or monsters see undead things are after people. So nowhere's going to be completely safe, but the advantage of trying to take everybody to either your apartment or the nightclub where you usually sing is that no one is nearby. There haven't been direct attacks on your person not 30 or 40 feet from here, which here kind of is the case. There still is an undead corpse or an undead a destroyed undead out in the hallway, and there were just so you could sort of barricade yourselves in here. It seems a relatively defensible position. You could drag some file cabinets in front of the door, this kind of thing, or you could try to.
There's only one way in and out of the office?
This office only has one door, although there are some windows.
Whiskerina, is the couch in your office or is that backstage?
I think we said there's a couch in this office.
What is that? Is it in the office or?
There's a couch in this office. Yes, we said that.
That was the theater.
I understand. And
I knew it. I knew it. But I wasn't sure the answer to this.
We might want to make sure wherever we rest has, more than one way in or out.
Look, I live in the penthouse down at the old Belvedere Hotel, So if we want to rest there.
I mean, that sounds pretty luxurious.
I mean,
it's my apartment's not adequate for this amount of people. So, if you've got a penthouse in space, I think we still have a functioning vehicle.
You do actually, yes. You stole the vehicle from the ventriloquist dummies, and it is parked just across campus. So yes, you guys could go there and head to Mikey's if you wanted to risk the trip.
I mean, will this cough at all of us? Cough at all of us? I don't know.
I would say, given that they're actually the median height here is not. I think you guys probably could squeeze in. Between Dr. Soup and Whiskerina probably don't even take up the space of a medium humanoid.
A double buckle.
Yeah, and between I think it would be a tight squeeze, but I think the six of you could. Also, these old-fashioned cars, they're all bench seats. It's they're big, just roadsters. So, is there anything you want to gather from your current location? Anything you want to make sure you take with you as you're going to head to Mikey's penthouse at the Belvedere Hotel?
The old Belvedere.
The old Belvedere.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. This is not going to be great.
It's not the worst place in the world, but it's not the best. It's the old Belvedere Hotel.
The score was still in this office, right? The original score that I brought, or was
yeah,
I
that's still here, unless you would have taken it with you.
No, I don't. I will collect that just so we all know I have it.
That's a thing you can buy in a lot of stores here. That's not a hard one to find, but yes.
I want my copy.
Absolutely. So if you gather,
I'll just grab one of the nicer bottles out of my desk.
Understood.
Excellent.
So
I take all my tarot cards and sweep them into a sack.
Perfect. And just Jenny saying, "Are you sure it's safe to?"
Oh,
Maybe I shouldn't go with you. I think they're following me. Maybe I should go off and then you can try to steal it. And that way, if they get me, there's still a chance for things to work out.
Oh, no, sweetheart. That's so dramatic. Just come with us.
Can I sense if I trust Jenny on this?
Make an insight roll on Jenny, sure.
Can I do that as well?
Oh, no, that's an integrity roll against Jenny specifically. Yes, you can both make integrity checks on her. Although, no, I will actually say, if you ever want to know if she is explicitly lying in a moment, you can make an insight roll. But if you're ever trying to determine if you can generally trust her, it is an integrity roll for her.
Yeah, this is like a vibes check. Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be integrity.
Okay, cool.
All right.
So yeah, give me
14.
integrity rolls.
That later on a +1.
Well, that was a crit fail, and I have a -1, so that's a 0.
A 0. I would say neither of you sense anything but earnest sweetness radiating off of this gnome. She genuinely seems like the first real person who needs help you've ever really encountered.
Right.
That's impressive because I've encountered quite a few people.
Yeah, but she seems really legit.
My dear, by all means, if you feel like,
I just don't.
well, if you feel like they're chasing you, then you should stay with us so we can protect you.
Yes, Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're a real darling. You really are.
Hey, Mikey, she called me a darling. When's the last time someone did that?
Called you a darling? I don't know. I mean, called a lot of things, not a darling.
Hattie, can you drive?
I don't think we probably should have built that into my sheet.
Do you have a license? Because look, I can drive, but like you're kind of.
I mean, can I drive? Yes. Can I drive legally?
I didn't ask the second question. You're the only one who can see over the dash really easily.
I would say I didn't. I sort of built yours after the thing. I think I was giving everyone like one vehicle proficiency. So actually, Hattie, it would probably depend. Would you rather be able to operate boats, operate land vehicles like cars and stuff, or operate like flying craft? In your sort of role, which one would you be most likely to? Actually, though, there's
I feel like for my character, landcraft makes the most sense.
Yeah, I think that's
but
probably
being
right.
a pilot would be fucking badass.
We can maybe trade out one of your other tools or something and get you that at some point. But I mean, get you that.
Yeah, and I have proficiency.
I completely forgot about vehicles in this game.
Yeah, I did. Like I said, we were sort of putting yours together.
You gave me water vehicles.
Oh wait, actually, I think we're okay then. And I'm just gonna grab one of the thicker textbooks.
I was gonna say, can we boost someone?
For Igneous to sit on.
Sure.
There you go.
Well, in that case, you guys gather up your things. You're going to set out across campus in the rain to this car. There were left.
As we're walking, I'm looking hopefully to see if maybe I can get a glimpse of Metamorphia.
Make a perception check.
Oh, it's on the floor. $11.
You don't see Metamorphia. It's completely rainy. It's a dark. You're kind of just walking from lamp to lamp. You don't really see anyone else. It's late. There's a storm. However, you guys walk through. When you get to the edge of the parking lot, you do have a sensation that there is someone watching you. Sort of those of you with a higher perception, it kind of starts sooner for you, for Harriet, for Sister Mercy probably. Maybe even for Igneous a few seconds after that. There is definitely this sense of someone nearby, and you do see actually the glow of a cigarette. About kind of 40, 50 feet from where you are, somebody else is standing on the edge of the sort of the car park, basically, of the parking lot.
Does anybody feel like we're being watched right now? See that?
A little bit.
Yes.
Can I like check my surroundings?
Sure, make a perception check.
Not rolling well tonight. 14.
You can tell there is a figure. Looks like like your height. Sort of a taller humanoid. A man. You can't really see his features. He's wearing like a hat, like a leather sort of brimmed hat, a leather jacket. Looks like he's a pretty well-built guy, but you can't really make out his features in the darkness. Just the glow of his his cigarette. But he seems standing there. He's not moving. He's pretty confident in his position.
Since everyone else is sort of looking around and noticing this, do I see this individual?
I'll say at this point you can all spot him now. And Dr. Soup, he seems pretty familiar to you.
Okay. I think this might be someone looking for me. Hang on one second. And I'm going to approach.
Okay, so you guys see Dr. Soup is now walking to this person. Just Jenny seems nervous. No, where's he going? We don't know who that is. He might not be a safe person. Don't let him go, please, she says to the others.
I get the sense that these city slickers, is that what you call them, are a little more risk-taking than most people. So we'll see how this plays out.
I mean, look, if he says he knows him, he says he knows him, right?
I'm worried about him.
The doctor can make his own decisions, you know.
Fair enough.
When I get within, do I get within,
Yeah. I mean, if they're not stopping you, yeah. And Jenny's not pushing the issue. She voiced it. I will say that Igneous, Whiskerina, Sister Mercy, you all did kind of instinctively want to try to stop him, but you certainly weren't compelled. There was just a feeling of ooh, yeah, maybe we shouldn't make her upset and we should keep him here. Maybe we should I don't know, buy her jewelry or something too. Dr. Soup, you get within, however close you're going.
Yeah. I'll get within 5 feet of him. Just close enough for conversation. Understood. Well, you found me again. Is this the time? Did you come to make your request?
Oh, hey there. Dr. Soup, right?
Yeah, that's me, and you're just a drifter, right?
Yeah, it's a rough night to be one. Not really a fit night out for man or beast. Don't worry about it though, Dr. Soup. You're gonna be all right. I'm just in the neighborhood. It's not every night you get a storm like this. It's not every night you get two of them.
Yeah. Momentous night.
You don't know the half of it. Dr. Soup, I need to ask you something though. I'm gonna ask you something, okay? He kneels down to you as if you're a child.
Okay.
Listen. If you ever feel a little pull to make it rain like this again, don't give in to it, okay? He smiles at you. His grin is it's just like the most dazzling smile you've ever seen. He belongs on the big screen. He's just the most handsome. He's just so appealing. But he smiles at you and says, you're playing with things you don't understand. And listen, Dr. Soup, you're gonna need to, but just be a little more careful next time, okay?
Okay. Now you seem to have a little more of a hand on this stuff. I'm still sort of gathering the data on it.
You'll get there, don't worry. Your new friends, they're
the
worried
advice.
about you. You didn't have to come over and say hi. Like you said, I'm just a drifter.
Well, you said you might ask for my help at some point. I just wasn't sure if this was the moment. But if this is not the moment, I can be on my way.
No, not
Okay.
at
Do
all.
you
This
have
is just a little...
you have another one of those, by the way? And point to the cigarette.
I bummed this one from some kid, some student here. Brickborn.
Classic drifter. Classic drifter.
Girl.
All right. Oh. She's still around?
He, kind of does like a French drag for a second. Just, don't think so. That's the thing about Heisteles. He kind of just turns around and starts walking away. Oddly, you can hear him even over kind of the rain that begins to fall as he just walks away and goes, the thing about Heisteles, it's everyone's here 1 minute. And then Dr. Soup, it really does seem like he just disappears into the rain. To the rest of you, it also seems like he kind of just walks off into the rain and kind of the downpour continues. He stepped out of the light. You don't see him.
I'll make my way back to the group. Yeah, someone I knew, but doesn't need anything right now.
Right now.
Yeah, sometimes people need help. Like Jenny, right?
Yes, but
He said he'd be in touch. I thought this was that time. Not that time.
Doctor, listen. She kind of like pulls you sort of closer. Listen to me. I don't think you can trust him. I don't like him. He gives me an awful feeling. I don't like that man.
Really?
I don't know what it is
He's
about him. I don't like him.
He's incredibly handsome. How can you not trust him?
No, that's part of the problem. Don't you understand? You don't. You're not a woman in trouble. Listen.
I don't mean to intrude on the conversation or anything, but shouldn't we get out of here? I don't know if this is the safest place to be right now.
You're right, it's not. You're so right.
Yeah.
But Dr. Soup, just promise me as you guys all get towards that car and are kind of unlocking it and piling in and sweeping aside the wood shavings in there from the ventriloquist dummies who used to operate it. She's again kind of like holding your arm, Dr. Soup, and she's just saying, don't. You've got to fight him. You've got to fight against him.
I'll be cautious, Jenny.
You got to be more than cautious. Believe me, being cautious isn't enough. It's never enough. And she kind of just leans against. I don't even fucking know. She leans against Whiskerina and kind of like softly falls asleep in the backseat of the car as you guys begin driving.
Are we still charmed by her?
Oh yeah.
Or is that turn off? Okay.
Yeah, I will give you some meta knowledge. And really, I should have rolled it more. I didn't. It's fine. I'm just gonna do it one time for it. It's okay, because whatever. You got to remake the roll whenever you took damage. So that's why you got to try to roll out of the charm after that fight. But you are. You are deep charmed by her.
Okay.
She can soft charm you temporarily if you just see her take damage, but if she looks at you and tearfully asks for your help, which she did to all four of you, you're like charmed for a redacted amount of time. Rhymes with shmoney 4 hours. Okay, so anyway, as you guys drive to Mikey Sant'Angelo's, you hit an unexpected pocket of traffic.
This always happens. Not right now, though.
It's kind of the middle of the night. It's odd. You hear a lot of horns honking, with like the rain falling, the slap of the windshield wipers, the drizzle, the condensation of all these warm bodies in the car, the neon lights from all the signs as you're kind of driving through downtown going to the old Belvedere. It's a pretty intense, kind of overwhelming feeling. But I would like... who here is proficient in perception amongst you all?
That is not me.
I am.
Okay, so then Whiskerina and Igneous, if the two of you would please make perception checks.
11.
11. Whiskerina?
15.
With a 15, I'll say that Whiskerina, with a 15, you can see a bit of damage on a building up ahead. It seems like the brick wall of one of the buildings you're passing through has like been like almost like blown apart. You can't really see more than that. You're actually not even sure of where it is. Why don't you make a survival check, kind of like a navigation to try to place it in town to figure out what building it is? Because just
Not 20.
Nat 20. Cool. What does that get you to?
That would get me to 22.
With a 22. Great. You suddenly realize what building has been destroyed or has been partially destroyed. It's the movie theater. It's the movie palace. A place called the Silver Screen.
I just let out like this dramatic gasp.
What?
Just Jenny sort of stirs slightly next to you.
Oh my goodness.
What?
That's beautiful. Oh, the movie theater.
Why is she crying?
Oh.
They can build another movie theater, darling.
Oh,
What do you mean? What do you
That
mean the
one was-
theater? But what happened? What
is it-
happened?
I think it's destroyed.
The building's destroyed. Oh, that's bad.
Yes.
Is this a holy place to you? Is it important?
Of
Some
course.
of these people, it is a little holy, you know.
Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. I will.
What could have
A little
destroyed
holy, a little cheesy, a little gummy, you know.
what could have
Hey.
destroyed a whole building?
As we're looking at it, is there anything like, does anything look familiar? Like, or is it,
Since you guys are like stuck in traffic, this was really like Whiskerina like peering out and sort of seeing it through all the stuff. But Mikey, why don't you go ahead and make a perception check to try to sort of see what you can see?
that's going to be a 10 on the die. No, I do not have a -3 to perception. It's just it's just a 10 on the die.
Perfect. You look out and you cannot. I mean, you see now that seems to be like the area where like there. I guess maybe if there's been some damage, maybe stuff is blocking the road. But you guys can't really see much more of it. However, by this point, the cars are all being redirected, kind of and backed up into side streets, and you are now pulling away from the Silver Screen.
Should we not be concerned about these loud noises that are happening outside?
Honk, 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 honk. Hey, move your car! Hey,
No,
move your
darling,
car!
it's
Hey,
No, they just
just the
walk
sound of
in.
a very rude man with very small one.
I'm walking here. No, I'm walking here. We're both walking here.
I What is this?
Beep, beep, beep.
I turn on the radio.
And then it's just
Don't worry about it.
loud jazz plays over it. Sister Mercy, make a like.
I know the guy
Somehow
who
it's
I know the
just
guy
as
who played cello on
distorted.
the song.
Make a like sensory overload saving throw. That's not a thing.
Where is that?
Make a
Intelligence saving throw.
On?
No, you're it's a lot, but you're fine.
Okay.
But eventually the car, Igneous, you are able to get the car out, and within just another 5-10 minutes, you are pulling up at the old Belvedere. This very, very large, kind of like imposing hotel here in Heisteles. It's a hotel that is, because this is the old one, I'll phrase it like this: it still seems glamorous, but it's certainly seen better days. There's kind of some ivy growing up at it, probably at a faster rate than a landscaping crew would have like left on purposefully. But think like the Roosevelt Hotel, like think very just kind of classic kind of hotel like that.
Okay.
It's several stories high, kind of a wide framed building, has a big sign at the top that says Belvedere. I'm gonna give it a actually, Mikey, it's yours. Roll me a this is a Constitution saving throw for the building.
What's the building's modifier?
The building's modifier, it's a building, we'll give it like a +3.
That's a 5.
A 5, cool. Understood. Yes, the sign used to say Belvedere at the top. Now it just says, Ilvid.
It's got a little charm, like it's like, what I love is that these stones have history, like, Igneous, you understand, like, the workings of old buildings, right? You want
I do.
Got some character to it. It's seen some action, seen some history.
I think maybe even some of my family members might have built this place.
Oh, we're basically like step siblings,
Well, Mikey, I think you've actually done excellent. I don't think anyone will come looking for anything important here.
That.
I see what you did, Dr. Soup. I'm gonna ignore that one.
So, as you all unload from the car,
I like you, Dr. Soup.
Given that this
Thanks,
is not,
Daddy.
given that this is not your own vehicle, you kind of probably don't care if the hubcaps get stolen, but they very well might. But you enter the once beautiful foyer of the old Belvedere. The person who should be on sort of like on the desk right now is currently asleep, which is nothing new, Mikey, even when it's not a super late hour, but you are able to lead this group to kind of like an old-fashioned cage elevator that will take you up to the penthouse where you live. You guys get in. Oh, you know what? I know. So you get into and you see the floors. There's the ground floor, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And
Mr. Mercy is against the wall.
On 13.
But it just says P on the.
It says P, but it is the 13th floor.
Got a great
Sister Mercy, as you are locked into this cage, suddenly it begins to rattle, and with a very loud creaking and a bit more sway than really any of you feel safe with, except for Mikey, who's used to it, this elevator raises you up.
Is this magic? Is this some sort of...
At the
No, honey, it's technology.
It's not the elevator, sister.
It's sort of like a rope pulling us up right now.
We are being pulled by a rope. That's all. Just in a huge human-sized basket. This is
a rope and
not...
some mechanical pieces. Technology,
Sister Mercy, adding insult to, or adding fear to insult to injury to whatever you're experiencing, the cage comes to a sudden and abrupt stop. as on kind of a dial above, you have reached floor 10. The doors open, and Sister Mercy, you are faced with a man with the face of the devil. He has red skin. He has like ram horns coming out of his head. His eyes are these kind of like slits of black. His tongue is forked. He's wearing a red crushed velvet smoking jacket and carrying a bottle of champagne. He's stumbling into it, and he kind of almost like sees you directly and is like begins like, and he like is surprised upon seeing all of you here. Sorry, going up.
Is this a normal thing in your world, or is this an actual devil? Because I
think it's sort of both, but...
Oh, my. He kind of looks at Mikey. Mikey, you're actually familiar with this guy.
What's his name?
His name is Mr. Conscience.
Look, Mr. Conscience, she's not from around here.
Oh, is she a dancer from the Bad Dragon?
Why does everybody keep saying I'm from the Bad Dragon? I do not. Oh, I forgot my habits.
Mikey, looks like you and I are both up to some interesting evening. Please don't tell anyone I'm going up to 12. He kind of elbows button 12.
Dirty dog, eh?
Mrs. Conscience wouldn't be too thrilled about it, but...
Of course not. Hey, mum's the word, my friend.
I'm gonna scoot into the corner and like nudge Igneous to be between me and the devil.
You're fine. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be okay.
What are you so afraid of? He kind of gets pretty close to you. You smell heavy alcohol on his breath.
Maybe just back up. I don't think you were invited into that space.
He kind of looks down at you with like, "Oh, sorry, didn't see you down there. You don't have much charisma, do you?" Ding! The doorway for 12 rings. Ah.
No, Mr. Conscience, you have a lovely evening.
Oh, believe me, I will. He shakes the champagne bottle for a second. Good night to all of you. He gives Sister Mercy like a little wink, and you see his it's odd, like when his when his eye closes, there's this like extra sort of like just this very like unnatural way to the way his eye, it almost closes in like a wave. It's kind of like
almost like Men in Black.
Yeah, it's not a full sideways thing, but it's like it's not just a flat thing. It's almost like a curtain parting or something. But he winks at you and walks out, and the doors close. The elevator raises.
Some of you could have told me that there are devils in this world of yours.
But all men are devils.
Well, yes, but like literal with the horns, and I should have expected this. There are rocks in this. What is this elevator? I can't. Okay.
So
They're called tieflings here.
bing.
It's just another people.
The doors open, and you see a doorway with penthouse written on it.
Does it look like an actual penthouse?
I mean, I will say this: this hallway, like the carpet is ratty. There is crown and floor molding, but it's all moldering.
But it is like a space, like a penthouse.
Oh, it's
not just like a door that says penthouse on it. It's just a regular room.
No, you only see one door up here, and then you actually, I mean, you see some things that seem to like lead to like maintenance things to go to the roof. But you only like, unlike other floors, whatever you saw out past Mr. Conscience, it doesn't seem like a hallway. It seems like a single penthouse.
Okay. Home sweet home, huh?
Look, on the inside, she's a lot better.
I'm gonna jump over the lip of the elevator.
Make an
Rush out and
Make
jump
an acrobatics check. Let's cause potential trouble here.
The acrobatic nun, like the flying.
Hey, that's what they have down at the Bad Dragon.
It was a nat one.
A nat 1. Sister
Never
Mercy.
change, Mikey.
It's better than a nat 13. Sister Mercy, like in fear, tries to jump out and gets her boot like caught in the space between, and she face plants into the hallway ahead.
Can
of
I
you all.
attempt to catch her before she face plants?
I'm actually gonna say no. I'm gonna say that was too. She moved
just
so rapidly and so suddenly. She's on the other side where it was just like boom, just.
Doll, I'm
Do
sorry.
I take damage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll take 2 points of damage for that.
So low right
Absolute,
now.
the absolute
I
most.
tried.
Thank you.
The absolute most charm I can possibly muster. I'm just gonna hold up my hand for Sister Mercy. Hey, dangerous out there. You better watch your step and try and help her out.
You can help her up with no roll. It's fine.
You know what? I wouldn't know. I'm just like trying, like really putting on the charm there.
Oh, okay. Make a persuasion roll then.
Oh, on me?
Yeah.
That
Love this. I love everything about this.
16.
He's a charming guy, but you've seen their type before. You're a nun, for God's sake. Think you can get taken in by some dwarf in a tuxedo with an open tie?
Thank you, Michael.
Hey, only person to call me Michael is my mother. All right, please, Mikey.
Well, one day I do hope to be Mother Mercy, but for now I am just sister.
Okay, all right. Well then, we'll talk about our hopes and dreams later. Let's get inside and I'll get some rest.
Oh, Mikey, you must be a therapist's dream.
Wonderful. So, you all open the door, or Mikey, you open the door to your penthouse. Why don't you tell them what they see?
So okay, so Okay, so how, I guess, like, before how successful is Mikey?
I mean,
good question.
Mikey legitimately lives in the penthouse of an old school beautiful hotel that has seen better days. Mikey is a well-regarded, I mean, you saw what Mikey's voice can do. He's a well-regarded singer in town, for sure. So he's successful. I would imagine Mikey is not also squeaky clean, so he's probably connected to people. You know, he's probably put on private performances here and there that have enriched him in certain ways. He might have used such connections to get such a sweetheart deal at this place. So, describe it as you'd like.
Yeah. So the penthouse is like maybe like one step, like the physical structuring is like maybe like 1 or 2 steps above the rest of the hotel. Like not like, it's not like a huge disparity in like niceness, but then like, you know, like the stuff, like that stuff in there, the furniture, the decor is all like, it's much nicer than the rest of the hotel. But it seems like someone who's trying a little too hard.
Well, you're right. It is nicer on the inside.
Right. Anyway, the bedroom's there. I figure a couple of the ladies can have that. You know, us gentlemen will stay out here. You know, look, trying to make sure everyone feels comfortable. You know.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You really are too kind. This is a lovely place. It just makes me think of how horrible Judge Blunder is to the things he's stolen from nice places like this. She just goes into the bedroom. Perfectly happy to accept that. I'm gonna add 2 things, by the way, to your description of this. Just one is that kind of like it's a view, which even if it's not in the best building, is still a view. There is a huge kind of sloping glass roof here that like goes all the way down and opens onto a very large balcony. You can actually like open up some glass doors onto this balcony, and so like you could throw like an almost open air party up here, where if you have those doors open, you still have the glass roof above, so you can see the city, and people can kind of go out on that balcony with these glass doors sort of open, and you get a pretty good view of Heisteles. It is of course raining now, so that gives it this kind of, you know, like that I would like to say it is I'm maybe putting my own personal stuff on this, it's the very calming kind of rain, where it's just like you hear this persistent like and it's all
also the nicest thing in the apartment is the piano, but it's not like it's like a piano that's like clearly like old but well maintained.
Sure,
like
a legitimately good piano as opposed to
it's like an old Steinway, you know.
And that's positioned in such a way where kind of in this like larger, I mean, it's a very kind of that sort of almost open concept-y thing. And there's one other thing I'll mention that is here, just because it certainly would be, but kind of in another pride of place, kind of here in this main room, there is certainly a phonograph. Very nice phonograph with some nice speakers set up next to it.
Oh, phonograph. I heard photograph.
Look at this photograph.
Well, I was more imagining Mikey had like this like saintly picture of his mother very prominently displayed.
Oh, he definitely does.
Yeah, that's there too. There's a photograph over the phonograph. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
best dwarf I ever knew.
Is it a grand piano, or a baby grand?
Oh, it's a full grand piano, yeah.
I just go lay under it and go to sleep.
Okay, Mikey, you have any glasses?
I got enough. I got enough glasses to outfit an entire office of core for a night of drinking. Yeah.
Well, anyone who wants a drink, just let me know, and I'll start pouring some cognac I brought with me. Sort of relaxes after a long day, I find.
I will take a drink, although, Mikey, do you have any gin in the house?
I got whatever you need, darling.
Mm.
I'll get some gin out.
Understood.
will
Tea.
lay down on whatever soft surface is available in this room.
It's just in this room. You're letting just Jenny have the whole bedroom.
Yes.
Okay,
I will-
understood. There's like a big, kind of like an L-shaped couch. You can certainly lay down on that without any issue.
I will.
Wonderful.
I'll pour a glass and just set it down next to Igneous.
Wonderful. Igneous is nearly on the point of snoring, but there's a glass of cognac next to him. Whiskerina, I guess you're being given some tea.
Yes.
Great. So you guys are so some of you are having a drink. Mikey,
I'll sit in my nice armchair.
you'll sit in your nice armchair. You do still have this record.
I'll pull it out and I'll say,
Make it to be known, I am resting.
I understand.
I'm resting.
You're beginning to attempt to rest. I get it.
Ah,
So I'll say, do we want to table this? And I'll like hold up the record. Do we want to table this for like tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't know that we should play that again right now.
All right.
Probably for the best.
Then what I'll do is I'll go over to the photo of my mother, I'll swing it open to reveal the safe behind it. I'll open the safe. I'll put the record in. I'll close the safe and lock it.
Perfect.
Oh man.
Hey,
Hey Mikey, just out of curiosity, what's your mother's birthday?
Yeah, that's pretty obvious, right?
I don't remember. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, okay, alright, sure.
How do you make an investigation check?
Hey. Oh, what? Look. That is a 25.
That being said, I mean, Mikey has a gold chain and there's some numbers on it, and like, what the fuck else could it be? In any case, so it seems that you all are going to sort of attempt to sleep here for the night. Is that correct?
Yeah, I do have one last thing before.
Sure.
I would actually just like to take a seat next to Sister Mercy if possible.
Okay.
As you're sort of settling in, and I don't know if this is offensive to you or not. If you partake, but if you'd like, I find it kind of calms nerves.
nuns drink, right?
Some of them do. I mean, they drink wine.
Nuns do whatever
I
they
don't-
want.
I don't know how much
Mine
you're
doesn't count.
abstaining.
I will, Yes, thank you.
It would appear I owe you something of an apology. Right before we kind of made our way across the quad, I saw something in the sky that I can't quite explain. Looks like a zeppelin, but moved faster than anything I've ever seen.
A
So,
zeppelin.
something not of this world.
Yes. There are many
So-
things not of my world, but
So forgive me for not taking you at your word. There are many cons, many people trying to trick people in this city at all times, as I feel like you're maybe starting to gather. But I apologize earlier for calling you a liar.
I appreciate your apology. Salud.
Cheers. And I don't know what's connected, but we'll figure it out.
Wonderful. So,
And that's it.
you all kind of go to sleep. Is anybody going into the room where just Jenny is?
No, that's presumptuous.
I would peek in at her, but not actually go in.
She seems to be asleep. She's sleeping in such a cartoon, just like her like chest rising and falling as the moonlight is draped across her. All that.
the bed
Whisperina, you're gonna
round.
sleep out here as well.
I mean, I'll go sleep in the room eventually. I'm gonna finish my drink first.
Oh, okay. So you'll go into the room as well. Gotcha. All right. Whiskerina, where are you? It sounds like Mikey, Ignis on the thing, Sister Mercy on the thing. Where's Whiskerina going to sleep?
Where's Les?
I mean, there's plenty of space out here. There's numerous chairs. I mean, it's like a party
Get
pad.
some
There's
blankets for you, Whiskerina.
yeah, there's plenty of places, but you could go into that bedroom if you wanted to.
Okay, I'll find like the fanciest chair
Sure.
and like curl up. And before I do that, I would like to like while I'm sipping my tea, it's very dramatic. It's a performance, even if no one's watching. I'm stirring it, and I get to the bottom, and I would like to attempt to read my tea leaves.
Oh, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh shit!
Yeah, absolutely. So in order to do this, go ahead and roll the same as like your tarot card roll. I'll say you also had to read
Okay,
tea
cool.
leaves.
Gee, Mikey, you a bit thirsty?
Ooh, nat 20.
Hey, tea leaves.
I'm keeping this dice forever. Where is tarot cards?
It's a-
25.
Yeah, 25. That's very high. Whiskerina. Well, fuck me. Whiskerina, you see something undeniable at the bottom of your teacup. The leaves have formed a very clear and very obvious shape. Should I try to draw it and ruin it because it won't look that good, but I'll...
Draw it. Do it.
I believe in you.
Oh, the squeaky. Oh. Ugh.
What, Squeaky?
I think the marker.
That's what you see.
I need to draw. Why do I feel like everyone knows what this is except me?
I'm not gonna.
I mean, with the 25, I'm also going to tell you. It seems
okay,
like
cool.
it seems like fangs. Whiskerina.
Oh, yes, it does.
Wait.
Okay, with that in mind, do I, Whiskerina, know, like, what do I know about fanged creatures?
I mean, Whiskerina, you are you're certainly make an Arcana check for me for your spirit medium. But I mean, your DC is not going to be super high because well, we'll get to that in a moment.
18.
With an 18, I mean, oh, that was so close to a 13 for you. That's a shame. With an 18, I mean, Whiskerina, you know that this woman is being pursued by undead. And you know that there is one form of undead known for their fangs.
That would be vampires, correct?
It would. I'm sorry. Yes, I was trying. Yes, sorry. I will confirm. Yes, vampires. Correct. And this sort of free portent that you have just seen at the bottom, you are fairly confident that a vampire will come tonight.
Oh, tonight.
That is your
Okay.
suspicion. There is a vampire on the horizon as the rain continues to fall.
Is anyone like keeping watch right now, or everyone's passed
Everyone
out?
at this point is going to sleep. I think Dr. Soup's over there with Sister Mercy. They're both kind of. Mikey's settled in his armchair. Ignis is under the table. Harriet seems to be finishing her drink. She's preparing to go into the bedroom.
I would also just spend some time afterwards just at the window looking up into the sky while I finish my drink. So I'll probably stay up a little while.
Dr. Soup is also looking at the sky.
Okay, in that case, while around the time Dr. Soup, who I almost called Dr. Seuss,
I keep almost doing that, to be honest.
Yeah, basically the same guy. It's fine.
perfect. I go up to him and like, Dr. Soup,
Yes, Professor Vizina, Giant Mole.
Vizzini.
My apologies, Vizzini, Giant Mole.
Thank you. It's come to my attention that we will be expecting vampires.
I would say, Harriet, you certainly hear that. Igneous, you're probably out at this point. Sister Mercy, you're probably out. Mikey, edge case for you.
And why do you believe that, Professor?
I saw it in my tea.
Well, do you know how many? Do you know how many? Do you know if they're friends? Do you know if they're coming after us? What else did your tea tell you?
Yes. They're coming after Jenny. Yes. Philip. Do I know from that?
I would say because this is kind of just like a free divination you're getting. You don't know number, you don't know any of that. You have a strong sense that she is going to be visited by a vampire tonight. Or
at least one.
Well, then we should take precautions. There is 100% an enormous amount of garlic in here. I can 100% guarantee that.
That's correct. You're not wrong there. I'll pipe up.
Oh, man.
So if we just
That's
maybe...
your number, Mikey.
It's so maybe if we just hang some garlands on the doors, that might act as some sort of protective measure. I'm a little rusty on. Do you know what region?
Have I been
vampires
included
coming
on
from?
this conversation?
You are still awake, so you're hearing all of this.
Yeah.
Would I know anything about vampires?
Make an Arcana check.
Do you know what region the vampire is coming from? Because there's different folklore associated with all of them.
That is a 22.
No. Oh, what kind of tea was it?
Oh, it was green tea mixed with elderberry.
Okay, so not. Okay, this does help inform me. Hang on one second.
Harriet, as Dr. Soup just speaks of various folkloric, historic traditions, you think of actual magical knowledge, and the one thing you do know about vampires,
Yes.
you know that they cannot enter a residence without being invited in.
This is true. Mikey,
Yes.
have you let in any very pale women lately?
I mean, the women at the Bad Dragon don't see the sun because they work night hours, but, other than that, not really.
Oh, boy.
Mikey, I want you to make a flat intelligence check.
That's a 5.
Perfect. Then yeah, you cannot think of you can't specifically think of any pale women you've let in recently. I mean, even though there are many, but you're like,
I mean, look, I'm not one to judge based on skin tone, like I'm an equal opportunity lover.
Well, I also remember something about rice. I don't know that do you have orzo? Maybe that might work the same way.
No.
I got some linguine if you want that.
That's not going to work.
They can't come in unless they're invited.
Well,
So no one invite anyone
It's
in.
really simple. I just won't invite a vamp. There's no one tell the vampire to come in. Then it's that easy. Bada bing, bada boom. We're done.
Professor, would you want to let anyone else know about this? Should we inform everyone? Should we tell Jenny about this?
I mean, Jenny's sleeping. Perhaps we shouldn't wake her.
No. Let her rest.
I'm sleeping.
Sister Mercy and Ignis are currently asleep. So, you won't invite anyone in. Mikey, I would say Harriet, based on Mikey's answers, he has certainly indicated that plenty of people have. I mean, you also see this place; it's like a massive party pad,
Mikey, how many people have a key to your place?
Myself, one of my cousins who comes over and takes care of the place sometimes when I'm not gone. Obviously the staff of the building, in case we need to get in. My cleaning
We're doomed.
service.
Question. Do you have to invite a vampire in each time or just once? and then it can.
Well, traditionally just the one time, but I don't know about magically.
Usually it's just once. Once they have an invitation, it's carte blanche until you disinvite them, which is a whole ritual.
With Harriet's 22, yes. Once they've been invited in, they are free access. Free access to the blood bank.
Well, look, because here's the thing. I'll say this right now. And this is going based on my 5 on the intelligence roll. Any vampires that I may or may not have invited in the past, I disinvite them in. There we go. We're good.
Doesn't quite work that way, Mikey.
I mean, you try things and then you find out if they work or not, right? That's what human interaction's all about, or personal interaction's all about.
They're not exactly human.
Oh, neither am I.
Oh, fair. Of course, we're not talking about your gender currently.
So, who brought that into this?
Okay, so we go to sleep. If anyone shows up, we don't let them in. We don't invite anyone in. Until daylight? Is that true? Is daylight not a thing? I mean, stories, that's what all the folklore is, but
Patty, that is another thing you can confirm, that daylight would be a thing to make it to.
Patty implicitly trusts Jenny, but I'm just curious, has anyone seen Jenny in the daylight?
I mean, we've only known her for 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So before I go to sleep, I'm just gonna go around the apartment and make a big show of like locking the front door, locking the regular lock, putting the deadbolt in, doing the chain, going over to like the door to the patio, and like doing the things that go into the ceiling and the
Lock
floor,
all the windows on
locking
there.
the windows, yeah.
I guess I probably should mention, Mikey, because you're
no.
aware of it. The balcony entrance that's also in the bedroom. Because I mean, you don't have a penthouse apartment and not have a balcony in the bed. I mean, come on.
Of course, yeah. So obviously, I'll just go do
You
that.
sneak in quietly. Jenny stirs slightly. You lock that. Great, no problem. Are you trying to be quiet as you do that?
Yeah.
Roll a stealth roll then. I'll roll a sleeping roll for her. Oh.
8.
8?
Yeah.
She stirs slightly, but actually she rolled a 5, so she remains asleep.
Excellent. I've been rolling so terribly today, except for that one nat 20 that I rolled that was wasted at the very beginning.
Yeah,
I've been max minning all night.
I'm very sorry. So, you do manage to do it. She stirs slightly. Actually, no. Yeah, Mikey, what's your charisma score?
My charisma score is a 16.
Yeah, I'll phrase it kind of just in a... You kind of go in there, you're locking up, like... As you're sort of passing by, Jenny, like, reaches out to your hand and sort of is like, don't go.
There's a whole room full of people out there. I gotta go back out there. I can't. I don't know them that well. Sorry. You sleep well, all right?
She goes to sleep. The question is, what's her minimum charisma? Yeah, forget about it. Anyway, the point is, Mikey goes out. What are you all doing now?
I find a clove of garlic and I bring it to Wilhelmina. I said, just in case. Whiskerina, sorry.
We'll never say her name right.
It's kind of giant hole.
It's intentional on Dr. Soup's part. He doesn't like sharing this.
Professor, just in case, I'll hand you this clove of garlic.
Oh, thank you.
And then I think I'll just sort of go and like find a seat near the window, just kind of like recline, looking up, and drift off like that.
Perfect. All right.
For me, anyway.
Mikey, are you going to bed? Harriet, Whiskerina, what are you all doing?
Honking out, yeah, for sure.
Honking out.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go into the bedroom and take my rest.
Whiskerina.
Yeah. I'll curl up on the fancy chair.
Curl up on the fancy chair. Go to sleep. Sister Mercy, you're
Can
asleep.
I am sleeping. I would like to say Sister Mercy always sleeps with her. The equivalent of crucifix in this.
Yeah, sure. I get it. Yeah, you got a holy
around
thing.
her
Absolutely.
right hand specifically.
Absolutely, you're clutching that, no problem. Harriet, what is your
And not
charisma?
because of this vampire, it's just something she does.
Harriet, you don't even know about this. Harriet, what is your charisma
Yeah.
score?
My charisma score is, where are you, charisma? 16 with a +3 modifier.
No specifics are noted, but if you are going into that room to sleep next to Jenny with your charisma score, she makes a similar overture and offer to, I mean, she's not telling you not to leave since you're coming into the room, but she will kind of like reach for you in the night.
Can I just kind of very gently put her hand back?
Absolutely. So
Very gently.
no one is distracted by that, and also the dread clock will not go back by 1 hour.
Oh, dang. Oh, well.
As you all, because if you gotta sleep with a femme fatale, that's the whole, it's also funny she's offering it to the two who aren't under her spell already. But just coincidentally, the rest of them respect her too much to even go into their room. So you all go to sleep. Can everyone tell me their passive perceptions?
13, and I think that should get me something. Good.
10. Great. Soup?
12.
Love it. I know Harriet's a 14.
14. Yeah.
Igneous, you're a 12?
14. Yeah.
Whiskerine and Harriet are 14. Okay, great.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I will roll.
This is not good. This is bad.
Whiskerina, the rain continues to fall. You're tossing and turning in the night, but you do open your eyes for a moment, and you have the sensation. It's almost like something is crawling down the sloping glass roof above you, almost moving like a lizard as it clings to the slick surface. It seems to be a woman wearing this diaphanous, lacy, gauzy dress as she's crawling down the side and peering in, looking at all of you, and then continuing on, crawling lower and lower. But at this point, you're half asleep. You barely see it. At this point, you can wake up and please make a perception check as you kind of look up and you're trying to see it. You no longer see her.
Me?
No, that's Whiskerina.
Whispering. Okay.
19.
With a 19, however, your rat folk eyes kind of looking around, you actually catch her. You almost you're doing a back bend over the arm of the chair, and you see that she's moved much more quickly than you realize, and she is now actually slipping down onto the balcony. The rain falling on her. You see her dress is this kind of violet color, and her hair is a similar purple hue. Otherwise, she looks like a human, very pale. Very beautiful. She doesn't even look back at you at all, though. Once she's now on the balcony, her bare feet stepping into sort of the puddles out there, she's moving along the balcony towards the door into the balcony, to the bedroom.
Has she seen my eyes open?
She has not seen you. She seemed to have been looking around the room you're in, not seeing what she's after. She's crawled down to the balcony and is moving along.
Okay, I want to try to stealth into the bedroom.
Understood. Please make a stealth check.
Am I passing anyone to get to the bedroom?
Oh, I see what you're asking. I'll just roll that as a... no, you're pretty close to the bedroom already. So there's not a convenient person to kind of wake up on your way.
Oh no. 2.
A 2. However, you awaken Igneous, Sister Mercy, Dr. Soup, and Mikey by knocking over a vase.
Good.
How long was I asleep?
Like 2 hours, 3 hours, maybe. It counts as a short rest.
Okay.
But you all kind of awaken as this vase clatters, and even Harriet, you in fact see that from the room where you are.
When I see they're all awake, I say, "She has come."
Who is
What are you
she?
talking about?
Harriet, you don't even hear "she has come." You just hear calling and crashing. But I will say that you can awaken here. You're in the bedroom.
Can we roll hit dice now?
Well, you can, sure, if you're going to take a rest and you're going to spend your hit dice. Just make sure you deduct them from your total.
Okay.
Here, how many hit dice are you going to spend?
2d8 because I have 3d8.
I think. Oh, that's a mistake. You're a believer. You have d6s. If I have d8s on yours, I apologize.
So I will do 2.
Okay.
I have 8.
Okay, so add that and then add your Constitution modifier twice, which is 3. So add another 6. So basically, Sister Mercy, you have healed some in your thing. If anybody else is doing hit dice healing, they can do so at this time. But Harriet, you're awakening. Go ahead and make a perception check. This is not just sort of what you see, but kind of like what you can kind of like as your eyes adjust to the darkness and everything. Sorry, Hattie, can you make a perception?
It is me? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time hearing tonight.
Sorry.
Wonderful. Okay, so I'm adjusting to the darkness.
You're just this is just a perception to see what you can sense after you heard that clatter as you kind of sit up.
Perception roll?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Oh no.
1-3.
Stop.
Yeah, it's a 1-3,
Alright.
which gives me a 17.
17 is good. That's the 17 part's great. But we are gonna just kind of. Can you please, for the first time with the actual thing, can you grab your D13 and give me a sweet D13?
Let's go, baby.
Don't, though.
Big money, no whammies.
Okay, it's a 6.
6. Great. Excellent. All right. So, with that,
Mean, man.
you kind of feel this momentary, like, frightening moment, but you do look up, and actually with the 17, you can see that the kind of like the curtains have been pulled back, looking out onto the balcony, and in the glass you see this beautiful woman in an almost like see-through kind of like lacy dress, like soaked in the rain. She has purple hair, kind of very tall, looks like a human, and she's currently like, she has her hand like moving, and you see that like the lock bar into the window is slowly being lowered. The window that would open up onto the balcony. But as you sit up in bed and kind of hear the clatter, she looks directly at you, making eye contact. Actually, let's go. This will not be the full one. Go ahead and roll actually, no, I gotta see. This is not a group thing. We're gonna do this first and then we'll do it. Could you please roll an initiative roll for me, Hattie?
No one gave this woman permission. What is she doing?
Oh, Mikey did.
Of course he did. Fucking Mikey. 17.
Mikey doesn't remember Violet the Vamp. Harriet.
I remember. I just didn't know she was a vampire.
Precisely.
Thought she was a
Oh,
vampire.
vamp is a vampire.
Mikey, you couldn't just touch the clap like the normal people.
The good news for you, however, is I have rolled for her initiative a natural 1. So Hattie, you may do something now, if you'd like. as you see her about
There's something
about
amazing and
15
dramatic.
feet away. She's there in the glass. She's like looking at you, kind of, you know, kind of very vampy, sort of.
Do I know how to deny her entry?
You are unaware of any like immediate way that would deny her entry. I think that you, based on the role you did earlier, you know, you could present certain holy symbols. Those might bother her. Sunlight bothers her. You're not sure about the whole garlic thing. That probably is a more case by case. You know that running water is a problem, but apparently the rain is fine.
Oh yes. But I can't flood the apartment.
That is true.
Really
However,
appreciate-
you kind of with you're sort of getting the jump on her as she's
Wait.
noticed you. Is there anything?
Quick question. This is an incredibly important question right now, I think.
Mhm.
Does Mikey have a waterbed?
Oh no, absolutely.
He
That
wouldn't
is-
have. He wouldn't have a waterbed.
Those were the 80s.
I'd allow you guys to advance the dread clock potentially, but I don't think Mikey would have a waterbed. I don't think that's allowed.
Carry on.
There isn't anything I could think of that would cause running water to pass by. Wait, on that,
No, try
do
that.
pipes in the walls count?
Pipes in the walls could count. You could certainly maybe get like a spray of water, kind of that would be considered running. That would be harder for her to pass by.
Like, I don't know if the pipes run through the walls on the outside.
I
of the
would say
building.
you doubt that, like, the wall I mean, there's like a bathroom behind. You could attempt that, but you don't. I will say it doesn't seem like an instantly obvious thing. Plus, also you'd have to break through the wall, and you know, it would take some doing.
Okay, so that's not an option. Garlic doesn't seem so great. I'm trying to think of what else I can do. I mean, I can smack her with my whip, but it's not
Absolutely.
exactly a stake through the heart.
Mikey would tell you that wouldn't bother her.
I mean, Mikey would know. Which
Mikey.
begs the question, do vampires get, you know, lubricated? Because can they cross a stream?
Well, I guess that apparently is the question. I will say I mean, if we're going to get into a lot of stuff, which we totally can, I will certainly say vampires can sometimes have some trouble. Certain vampires doing things with certain mannequins can actually get risky. But anyway.
Hey, all right. So she's unlocking the window.
She's unlocking the window. She seems to be using some kind of like telekinesis or mage hand or something to move it down, but she sort of sees you now.
I mean, I don't know what else to do except smack her with my whip. I'm trying to think of anything else, but I think that's like all I can do. A revolver won't do shit against a vampire. So yeah, I guess I will hit her with my whip.
All right, are you going to open the window to do so?
I don't want to open the window though because then she has more access.
If you wanted to, you could hold an action to attack her if she were to enter.
If she were to enter?
Yeah.
Okay, so can I prepare to do that?
So basically,
then?
yeah, you hop up, grabbing your whip, like preparing to strike if she gets the door open. It is now her turn. This is not the full initiative, just a sort of thing. Seeing you in the light there, she's gonna do the one thing she can try. Her eyes almost become like
Jesus.
she's gonna try to charm you. It's her only gambit. Can you please roll a wisdom saving throw?
Okay, that's a 17. Plus 2 is 19.
All right. So with a 19, she tries to charm you, sees she hasn't, is hearing a tumult inside, and she just kind of hisses at you in the rain. You see her fangs, this kind of purple vibe kind of her, and then she will use her movement.
Can I like blow her a kiss just to further aggravate her?
You can. Why don't you actually make an integrity check first?
Oh fuck. Okay.
Oh, actually, here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, make an integrity check.
No. Oof. is a 1?
A 1. You have no idea what she's about to do. You don't have a read on her. She just seems like a monster. If you're gonna blow her a kiss as she begins to like seeing that she hasn't charmed you, I'd like you to actually make an intimidation check.
Alrighty. That's a 7.
Okay. She
Not very
rolls.
intimidating.
Oh, I wish it was last week because I rolled a 13. No, she manages to not kind of like rise to the bait of that. She sees the kiss and kind of you in response, you actually you're trying to like kind of scare her by blowing a kiss, and you kind of get this like chill down your back as her eyes flare. She's almost like remembering you or marking you. But seeing that you're there now, immune to her charms, knowing that there's all those people in that room, she will now use her action to turn around, run across the length of the balcony, and she disappears over the side. Kind of, you get the sense that she's beginning to almost like crawl straight down. I guess at this point we're not really in initiative any long. Exactly, we could be in a moment. But Whiskerina, are you now entering that room?
Yes.
Okay, so basically, as the rest of you are kind of like coming to as she says, they're here, or she's here, it has come, for whatever cool thing she said, Whiskerina now bursts into the room behind Hattie. You see Hattie like whip out at the door. Whiskerina, with your passive perception, I will say that you do see a hint of purple fabric disappearing over the balcony edge, like through the glass and outside, as kind of, you know, in a crack of lightning as she kind of has disappeared.
And she just disappeared. Did she take anyone with her?
She didn't even get into the room.
Or she didn't? Okay. Yeah, because we didn't invite her. Or whatever. Okay. She just disappeared.
Question.
Great.
Actually, never mind.
Okay. So Whiskerina
just barged in.
Whiskerina barged in. Harriet, are you doing anything? The rest of you are kind of like coming to your feet and coming in behind them, but we'll let them say something first.
My dear, I think poor Mikey has made his bed with the undead.
Just Jetty is sitting up. What's going on? What's happening?
So we're all awake at this
point,
right?
You're all kind of coming into the room after this
Okay.
sort of tumult. And what you see is basically Harriet standing, whip out, just Jenny sitting up in bed, Whiskerina there kind of looking around.
He made his bed with the undead. Did you invite a vampire in, Michael?
How was I supposed to? You want I should just go around asking everyone if they're a vampire or not?
Do you not notice if she has a pulse or not?
Normally, I'm not focused on. Why would I listen for someone's pulse? You know, what am I gonna do? I'm not a doctor. I don't get a stethoscope and go up and be like, "Excuse me."
I mean, generally speaking, if the blood is pumping, you would know.
I mean, my blood was pumping all right.
I'm sure it was.
Dios mío.
Sister, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, sister, but this is the world.
Can somebody explain what just happened?
Well, a vampire just tried to open the window. She could only do that if she'd been invited in previously. So we're not exactly safe here.
Just having a dream. It was beautiful.
Well, look, we'll just we'll just take turns staying and watch something for the rest of the night. It's like plenty of you. It's too late to go anywhere else.
So, as you all kind of realize something was here but seems to have been scared off, if you're going to take watches over just Jenny, we can actually say that your long rest will then be completed. For those of you who stay up and wait, there is certainly an uncomfortable sense. Always of being watched, always of things not quite being safe. But you guys may gain the benefits of a long rest. Those of you who did hit dice, the maximum hit dice you can get back is 1 right now. So you can all regain 1 hit die if you are down. But you can regain all spell slots, all that stuff, full rest, and you also do regain all hit points. It's probably a big deal for most of you. So it is I guess I should actually roll though. Oh wow. The rain does not stop the next morning. It is pouring.
That's Heisteles, baby.
But you all do awaken kind of at various hours. Kind of the sun is up. None of you slept. I'll say that none of you slept like super comfortably, but you are all now awake.
Oh,
I gotta go start my morning routine.
Okay. How long is that gonna take? We kind of.
About half an hour.
That's probably fine.
You got any
Oh,
coffee?
generous, don't you think?
Yeah, I'll set some water to boil. I got We can get some
Yeah.
coffee going for everyone.
Just Jenny comes
yeah.
out wearing one of Mikey's shirts, in a very like oversized shirt wrapped around her tiny gnomish body. Thank you all for keeping me so safe last night. I really appreciate it. I needed that sleep.
Yeah. Don't mention it.
No worries, doll.
So, I'll open my front door and pick up the paper that I get delivered every morning.
Sure. Yeah.
Look through. Is there anything anything noteworthy in there?
I think it would have happened too late last night for them to have reported on the movie theater.
Yeah.
So nothing too noteworthy. Yeah.
Okay.
There might have been a thing about some kind of gangland violence in at some apartments over where it's basically Igneous and Harriet's place. They might have reported on
That was
Crawley's
6 hours ago.
Oh yeah, it's that was last
God.
night. Yeah, it's Crawley's creepies and the ventriloquist dummies. Kind of got into some altercation. No one's sure why. Judge Blunder promises to, prosecute everyone. 0 tolerance, etc. But yeah, nothing else super relevant.
While Mikey begins to his routine, I'll sort of see what I can find in the kitchen to try to make something resembling a breakfast for everyone.
Okay. Mikey clearly has stocked a lot of stuff.
I just need coffee and cigarettes, darling.
Coffee's on the way. I'm unfortunately out of cigarettes.
Mikey's got some. He doesn't smoke really because it hurts. Needs his voice and lung capacity. But he likes to be a generous host.
Yeah.
Do you have one of
He
those
definitely would have them. Yeah.
put in boxes?
Yeah,
You also have a supply of toothbrushes, Mikey.
of course.
Wonderful. So, as you all, kind of go about waking up in this strange party pad, Whiskerina, having averted having been somewhat on alert for a vampiric arrival. Is there anything you're going to do here in the house now?
Anyone want my eggs?
Oh, Arnold, I would love some, thank you.
Certainly, Professor.
Thank you, Arnold.
I'll take some with a little bit of crushed dust on top. But
Crushed dust.
Is it like cannibalism?
No, dust is different than brick. I get it. It's like
Okay.
it's like Mikey. You have this odd, not really like a compulsion, just sort of like your fingertips almost like tingle. You almost feel like the resistance of the feeling of raising a record player needle, just this weird you just look over at your phonograph there with that record sitting next to it. No, sitting actually no in behind the photo of your mother.
Yeah.
This odd feeling. It is in no compulsion, no any sort of thing. It's just kind of like a phantom feeling. It's notable, but not compulsory or anything. It pops into your mind in kind of a strange way.
So as soon as I'm done, like shaving, getting the beard all lined up and everything, and making sure my hair is nice and oiled and whatnot, and get a fresh suit on, come out and say, look, I got something burning a hole in my safe now. We gotta talk about this. You want to take a listen? I'm not necessarily against it. We just got to make sure we're making the most educated and thought out decision we can.
I mean, no harm ever came from listening to a record, right? It's like no harm ever came from reading a book.
I would have been inclined to agree with you, except for several recent experiences, but I do think we probably need to finish whatever the recording was.
Well, hold on one second.
Dangerous, yeah. I'm not sure you should. I don't want any of you to get hurt.
Well, and Mikey, you were the one that stopped the record from playing. I mean, what was going through your head at that moment? Why you want to play it now?
I just wanted to make sure. Look, clearly there's a lot of messed up stuff going on. I think this is very involved, and I just want us to weigh the. I've been in a lot of situations where I know, like, sometimes there are things where, like, once you hear them, you can't unhear them, and then if people know you've heard them, then you get into a little bit more trouble than you should, right?
I don't even know about your better antics, Mikey. We're talking about the record.
For once, I'm not talking about that. For one, things that happen, in rooms, dark rooms where people who have a lot of money and power make deals, that kind of thing. Sometimes ignorance truly is bliss, let me tell you.
And I'm wondering, Jenny, what? I mean, what do you know about this? Like, what?
I don't know.
Do you have
I don't know
worst
anything.
case, best case scenario?
I just know how bad it can be. I don't know. Just hair kind of flying, It could be anything. Please, just stay safe. I just want us all to be safe. I'm so worried about you. She kind of like straightens your tie or whatever.
Oh, thank you. I don't know if we should listen to it.
Maybe you should. I don't know. Maybe you should listen to it. Maybe you should listen to it and I shouldn't. I'm not sure I can take it. But I do think maybe you're right. Maybe we need to know what it can do, or maybe not. I don't know. I'm all mixed up. Etc. Etc.
Why don't we just flip a coin?
Would I have any insight into this record?
I mean, you heard it last night.
That's true.
You heard there was an absolutely terrifying, unworldly voice, who seemed to have
But I'm
traveled
perfectly
here
fine.
through the mists, and the voice on the other end, which seemed almost familiar to you, seemed to be asking desperately, both with fear and like compulsion, to hear something called "Blood from a Stone," which this scary voice was saying it knew and could recite. And that
But
is
I mean,
where
I'm
my
perfectly
game-
fine now, so there's no harm in listening to the record again.
I would be curious to see what else there is to learn from this.
Right, so that's 2 votes for. Sister, you want to hear this?
Yes, I think it could progress our knowledge on what is happening and what has happened.
Igneous, what do you think?
Whatever the group decides, I'm fine to go along with it.
Well, then, if you're abstaining, we already got 3 yeses, and there's 2 of us left. So that makes that means that, regardless, I am curious. I'll say I'm curious. So regardless of what the 2 of Whiskerina and I would vote, Whiskerina, would you care to vote? Would you care to weigh in on this so we can have you for the record? I see what I did there. That's some wordplay.
Sure. I guess.
All right then.
Figure it out.
I'll go open the safe.
As you begin to open the safe, Jenny does ask Hattie, "Well, you think we should listen to it too?" Whiskerina. Sorry, yeah, Whiskerina. So many characters. Jenny asks Hattie,
Yes.
if she thinks you should listen to the record or not. Everybody else seems to be saying so. She's just curious.
I mean,
what to say.
I was perfectly fine listening to it last time. I don't see why it would be an issue this time.
Well, then I trust all of you. If you all think it's an okay idea, I guess I do too. She kind of just goes and collapses into one of the chairs. And here's the thing, Dr. Soup, Sister Mercy, Igneous, Whiskerina, she's just so irresistible. She's just so adorable. I mean, it's you just have to do everything you can to protect her and I don't know, maybe pay her rent at some point. Anyway, so Mikey, you have removed this record. And your phonograph is right there.
Do I have would I have a gun in the safe?
Sure.
All right, I'm getting the revolver out of the safe then as well. Just, you never know when you might need that at this point. Shit happened last night.
Totally. Wonderful.
I'll plop it down, plop the record down, plop the needle down.
All right. So you at that point you hear the same are you listening from the beginning?
Yeah.
You hear the same conversation. This individual claiming to have traveled here. Whiskerina, it's the first time you're hearing this voice. It is very eerie. I'd actually like for you to make an Arcana check. Upon hearing all this, you are aware that this is meant to be a lich, but I want you to roll.
14.
I'm sorry, my volume is being really weird tonight. Who are the 3?
The 3?
3 people who have to roll?
Oh, nobody has to. Whiskerina had to roll.
Okay. See, my volume's being really bad tonight. Sorry.
No problem. Sorry about that. Whiskerina, what was your Arcana?
14.
14. Okay. You definitely can tell that the voice that is speaking is undead. You're familiar enough with, like, you know, having maybe been there when people have made like corpses talk before. You're familiar with that kind of horrible sound that is made as air magically passes over non-existent vocal cords, yet still becomes sound. It's very unsettling. So this sounds like some very powerful undead is speaking. On this.
And you said it might be a lich?
Sorry, you weren't here for this. The record was labeled as being a conversation with a lich.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
And they sort of listened to it.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. So you get to the point where he says, "I will present you with blood from a stone." The voice on the other end is saying, yes, I want to hear it. I am no singer, so I'll simply tell you the words. Though this was written by the Stone Man himself. So you may hear music regardless. I hope
hope you'll be able to control yourself.
And then the voice begins to speak, and the tenor of this eerie voice changes slightly. You got an awful lot of nerve showing up again after everything I've put you through. I can't believe you'd show your pretty face around here, baby, like there's anything that I could still do to get you to forgive me, to make everything right. Then at last I could live free and finally drag myself back into the light. It is at this point that I think everyone who has higher than 10 passive perception is hearing an odd distortion on this track. Something strange and sort of muffled. What you all, though, hear is a kind of a gasping sound being made by the other speaker, the sort of the living speaker on the other end. Kind of a panting, an intensification. The words continue. Does anybody want to do anything at this point? Cool. And I know that I'm the monster in the pit of the night. And I know that I'm the Lord of the Dark. But what is horror but a fear of losing all your love? What is terror but the lack of your spark? And now nothing's the same, girl. You say I can't be redeemed. Can we stop playing the game, girl? It wasn't near as bad as it seemed. Again, you're overreacting! The voice changes more significantly there. The distortion is growing a little more wild. All of you are feeling a mild disorientation. As I would say that, Hattie, you have a very high passive investigation, I believe. Dr. Soup, what is yours?
Mine's 15.
14 is mine.
Understood. Okay, so both of you have a mild sensation as if like you're. It's like you should be hearing music, you should be hearing instruments, but they've instead been like they're not really being recorded by this because who knows why. I would say both of you maybe think that if this were played on a real phonograph, you'd be hearing something much more rich and powerful. But something about the tone changes even further here, and the voice is sounding a little more different. It both sounds like the Lich talking like this, as well as someone talking like this on top of it. You're hearing two voices at once, and it's kind of a lot to handle. The voice continues, and girl, you know your body made me hard. Harder than an ever-loving rock. But loving you so deeply left me scarred. So scarred, my soul has gone into shock. The sensation you're all feeling is pretty pronounced at this point. You're all feeling almost dizzy and swaying as if you want to dance to a song you can't even hear. Just Jenny is backing away into the bedroom, kind of closing the door.
Would I have my faculties enough to crack some joke about how I've scarred a few men?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then the voice says, each night I dread and dream and hope you'll break me apart. There's nothing I can ever do to atone. But you could squeeze another drop of love right out of my heart, as sure as you could squeeze the blood from a stone. Ooh, you could squeeze the blood from a stone. And then you all hear it. You hear music, too. There's this brief sensation. I need all of you to make a morality saving throw.
Oh, shit.
Haha.
I was giving you a lot of off-ramps, but you're fine.
13.
Okay.
16.
16?
18.
18. Okay.
5.
5.
2.
2. Okay. Did anyone hit... So nobody hit a 20.
You didn't get my number yet.
What's your number, Hattie?
It's a 12.
But...
Give him my 1.
Oh no!
So what's my modifier?
It's a -1, right?
-1.
Oh,
Liv,
no.
roll that.
Made a negative
Oh my
1.
god, actually, I'm not even... If you roll a 13, I'm not even rolling. I'm not even rolling. If you roll a 13, I know what's coming through. Oh my god, roll a 13. Liv, I need you to roll a 13 so bad. It would be so good if you roll a 13.
Never did anything in his life.
No. Please. 5. Oh, okay, it's a 5.
Man, I was so excited for 13 gargoyles playing guitars to show up. Oh
my god.
Okay.
Go in jail.
Stupid
little 13 dice.
All right.
Prison.
I need all of you to subtract 1 from your morality score.
Overall?
Mm-hmm. You all get 1. You get a -1 to your morality, so just lower it by 1.
Lower the score by 1 or the modifier?
The score. So like, what is your score at? An 8?
It was a 9. Now it's an 8.
Now it's an 8. Perfect. Okay.
Where is that?
Here was
at the bottom. Scroll down.
Hello, Charisma.
Oh.
So basically, you currently have a
lower the
12. Just
entire
change
score by 1.
it to an 11. Yeah, which does
Okay.
yeah.
Lovely, wonderful, hate it.
Which actually should take takes your modifier down 1. That's always great. It's always great when I take you when you were even. Now you're go down. All right. Each one of you. This is typically not stuff because it's kind of icky, but this is kind of it's a different sort of thing. Each one of you feels an absolutely crushing love sickness descend on you. You need to feel love and lust, and you need to be alive. You have this feeling that like you need someone at your side. You need someone who makes you want to rip their clothes off. You've been looking for that so bad, and you haven't felt it. Sister Mercy, these are probably feelings you as a nun are always trying to like push away. It doesn't have to be someone in this room. But like for example, Igneous, yours can and probably is just for metamorphia, like aggressively. I will say Dr. Soup, Whiskerina, and Sister Mercy, Jenny is a clear target for your feelings of this. But doesn't have to be. Hattie and Mikey, it could be each other, it could be, it could be loves that you felt from another time, but each one of you is now lovesick for someone, is now like needs to Bonnie and Clyde with somebody. You just need to like blow this whole rotten world because your love is so intense. We don't necessarily have to get to the specifics of that, although if anybody wants to proclaim who's there is at this point, they can. However, as this intensity goes and you're hearing this song going, those words, the voice, now without that overlay on top of it, sort of pauses for a moment, and the distortion kind of fades a bit, and you still hear a person like, and you hear the Lich say,
"Would you like me to go on?"
The voice continues panting, and the Lich says,
"I'm not talking to him, by the way. You. There in the room made of glass. The 6 of you. Do you want me to go on?"
Yeah. Wait.
You are under no compulsion to do so. You feel you can tell you've been affected by this thing.
Are we under the influence of Jenny to not?
But there's
Jenny is not giving you a directive to that point.
Seven
She's
of us.
left the room.
Okay.
Jenny's left the room.
oh, yeah.
I'm going to take off my glove
Okay.
and then say, yes, go on.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the music suddenly continues. I was not expecting you guys to say that, but awesome. So I've been pumping all my rock and roll into this world, like a starfighter screaming through space. You're just so special, baby. You're not like the other girls. No other woman could be taking your place. But these fingers can't feel, babe. I sense no warmth from your skin. How can I know it was real, babe, if I can't get another taste of our sin? 'Cause baby, you remember how I grow. You transformed me with a gentle caress. You controlled me, you enthralled me, made me blow. But now I've no release from all of this stress. But my God, how it's building! Each night I dream and dread and hope you'll break me apart. There's nothing I could ever do to atone. But you could squeeze another drop of love right out of my heart, as sure as you could squeeze the blood from a stone. Ooh, you could squeeze the blood from a stone. At this point, all of you, please make another morality saving throw.
I don't even know who this woman's trainer is. Are you fucking kidding me?
Do it again?
No
Yes.
way.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
Sorry, y'all.
Yes, delightful.
I got a 15.
15? Did
Wait,
anybody...
so
Nat
we
Well, that takes
lost,
me 12.
we lost 1 point of morality, right?
Yeah,
To
so,
our entire score?
so some of you are now rolling with a larger penalty against it. Okay, so in that case, Liv, you've given me 3 tonight. I appreciate everything about you.
It is a 6.
That's
It is
true.
not a 13.
Fair enough. So everyone please, did anybody hit a 20?
No.
You hit a
Nat
20?
20.
Whiskerina, you do not lose.
My third nat 20.
Amazing. Okay, Whiskerina, then there is there's a chance of some maybe whatever. The rest of you are Whiskerina, you're shaking yourself free, though you have a certain love sickness to you. You're able to get past it. I'm gonna need to go ahead and get declarations of love from the rest of you, and also everybody, please do not Whiskerina. Everybody else, please remove another 1 from your score.
God damn it.
Fuck.
He asked
Mine
if you
was
wanted
not
to stop
13.
listening. I mean, I don't know.
I know, but I can still be upset at the choices I make. That's what happens in real life.
It's fair.
Now my modifier is a -2.
Yay!
I mean, Mikey's a man of the odds, you know? He's just willing to.
I am just unethical. Manifest destiny, baby.
No reason to this. Just a clarification again. If the morality score drops to 0, you don't die, right?
You don't die. No. What are
You're
you
just
at?
not a great person.
What are you at, Dr. Sue?
Currently at 4.
Okay.
Not far behind.
So,
Okay.
And
so Dr.
Weird
Sue,
further.
what is the focus of your love?
it would be Jenny.
Jenny. What is the focus of your love, Sister Mercy?
Does it have to be Jenny?
No.
The Lord.
Oh, she's horny for Jesus.
All right. I think it needs to be someone you can reach out and touch.
Oh, like presently?
Presently's preferable, but if there's someone else you really care about, like if you want to give into your true feelings for S.A. Rawlings, like now would be the time you could declare that.
He's not there though.
He's not there, but he's a guy you knew. And you guys had a lot of very sexy arguments.
That's true.
I thought they were sexy.
You think anyone arguing with him done it?
At all.
I do.
You know what? For the drama's sake, sure.
S.A. Rawlings?
Sure.
S.A.
All right.
Rawlings, baby.
We'll go for it.
Igneous?
Metamorphia!
All right. right. All that stuff about him talking about like how like he's harder than an ever loving rock. You're like, yeah, this is describing me. Makes me glow. I have got no release from all the stress. I mean, I will if I can get metamorph. Yeah. Mikey.
I'll roll d6. Odds Hattie, even someone else.
Okay, perfect. I have another someone else for you in that case.
It's a 6.
A 6. Even
someone else.
Rude.
Based on her recent proximity, even though you didn't do it, Violet the Vamp just pops back into your mind.
Right.
She was a good time. Hattie.
Well, I would have said Mikey, but apparently.
Oh no,
We're
you.
playing a game of chance, a dice game.
Hattie, you're unaware of his feelings, and I mean, Midsummer Night's Dream tells us it's always good when it's mixed up.
Fine, it's Mikey, but it's like angry.
Okay,
Like
it's
angry, horny.
It's Hattie is Mikey, but she's
Like, she doesn't want to. She wants to, like, tie him up and slap him around a little first.
I mean, that sounds.
I mean, she does have the whip in this scenario.
Sure. Okay, so, but it's Mikey, but she's mad about it. So all of you are feeling this, like, sudden, like
Yes.
lustfulness. And for some of you, the people are either in the room or, like, right there. So, like, Hattie, you probably, like, find yourself just, like, moving towards Mikey.
Ugh.
Whiskerina stepped away. Sorry, and I know we're getting really close to the end here. Sorry, I didn't think you guys would listen to so much, so this has been delightful. However,
We're masochists.
In the history of this group, what in the history of this group would lead you to make that decision?
I don't know.
We're literally here because they did that.
That's a really good point. Yeah, you're right. I'm a dumb guy.
No, you just gave us too much faith. You were optimistic, not dumb. Optimistic.
So, I will say Whiskerina. So I know we're very close to the end here. Sorry. Whiskerina. You are no longer ensorcelled by this, and you hear like what is coming out of this is not music. It is this like weird like caterwauling like distortion, but you're hearing this voice. You see the rest of them, like you see Hattie like turning to Mikey, like licking her lips and drawing a whip. You see Igneous like calling out for metamorphia as he's doing this. Sister Mercy's like rubbing herself against the couch, thinking of. I mean, it's like you guys are like. It's like
out the window.
Yeah, she's whatever. Dr. Soup is like moving towards the bedroom. The record is just playing.
This game is for adults. Children leave.
What would you like to do?
Wait, what did you say?
So Whiskerina, the record is continuing to play. The rest of them are just are hearing it. They're just sinking into it more. You hear you don't really hear any sense of music. You still hear words being said, creepy words. The first two of them you hear are "Do as thou wilt, never feel guilt." But is there anything you would like to do, Whiskerina?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna do something.
Okay.
About this.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. There's a couple things. The actual. Can I do like an? Is there any value to this record that I know of?
I mean, apparently it has a recording of a lich on it, so that's valuable. And now apparently, when you listen to it, people get crazy and horny.
Wonderful. Okay. I'm gonna do a few things. For about a split second, she's gonna take it in because she absolutely loves the drama.
She's like, ooh, delightful.
Loves it, puts it in her head and is like, not for a college play, but maybe a graduate play. We could I have ideas. Then I'm gonna mage hand and take the record off.
Understood. Suddenly, the music stops. Now, the fixations all of you feel are now like bonds, flaws, wherever you want to put those on your sheet. You all feel those, but they are no longer active compulsions. However, what is reflected in your lowered morality is a general selfishness that you have to get that person. You have to be with them. But Whiskerina has lifted it off as more singing was about to happen. There's like a record scratch. Yeah.
He is screaming internally. Like, extremely unhappy with these feelings.
What did Sister Mercy see of Rawlings going away?
You know he got sucked up into one of those spaceships. The same thing that came out last night.
Okay, so she saw. Okay.
Oh, but you didn't see him get sucked up in the spaceship. Hattie just told you that. You know what? Hattie's probably lying to you. Hattie probably wants him to herself.
No!
That absolute skank. She made plans with him to run off, and she's gonna meet him later. You know, she left. She probably went off with him somewhere.
Okay, so
she's shaking her little smoky ass, and he's all like, he's just been being drawn away from that. You have history with this guy.
You're pitting women against each other, Philip.
I'm not. The dice are.
Okay.
I'm deciding that's what they do.
So, Sister Mercy will go up to Hattie and grab her by the collar of her dress and say, "What did you do with Rawlings?"
Excuse me. Can I get out of this grapple?
No, you cannot. You were asking him.
You can, but I will say that.
To be fair, I am not trying to.
You're not actually trying to restrain her. You're more just trying to kind of grip her.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say at this point, Whiskerina, as you look at this, as you see Sister Mercy grabbing him, Dr. Soup kind of like staring at the door, or yes, grabbing her, Mikey standing there like just kind of looking weird, and Hattie looking at Mikey. Whiskerina, as you have this moment of like, okay, this is pretty good, and you're holding that record in the air. This is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
Dang it!
I really do feel like I gave a lot of off ramps there. I don't really think I can be blamed.
No.
No.
You directly asked us 3 times.
Yeah.
You're like, do you want to do
a bunch of horny, treacherous people tonight, Philip.
Oh man, the Stone Man's cool. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching.
The thing is, I don't have to change a thing about the way I'm playing Mikey.
Oh yeah, no, so those of you, I probably should have really tried to make you all pick someone in the group because that makes it both creepier and more uncomfortable for everyone. With that, and Laura, if you have to duck out, that's totally fine. We're gonna do our little wrap up stuff, but if you're good, cool. But thank you all so much for watching. This was. Guys, thank you for this game is so great. Thank you all so much for being in this. This is so it just the craziest stuff happens in this. I love all these characters, and it's so fun to eventually kill them all in terrible ways. It just makes it hurt more in like a sweet way. But yes, so you have now heard some of Blood from a Stone, but you haven't heard it actually truly performed. You all get the sense that hearing this on the real phonograph or the magic phonograph that the judge has would have a much stronger and more fidelitous recreation. Thank you so much for watching this. Zane, do we have any things to say thank you to or that stuff?
We absolutely do. Thank you, Salty Leia Solo, resubscribing for 1 month at tier 1. You're always a legend in here.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
And we have an anonymous gifter that happened right after that gave out 5 community sub gifts this evening.
That is so kind.
And then we also have Galenorian Saber or Gayenorian Saber.
I bring the A in there.
Might be.
No, hey, try my best. Subscribe with Prime this evening. So we had a lot of good action this evening, and a lot of good
in the game and in the subscribers.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That's really appreciated. I thank you so much. Yeah, if you definitely please follow us, or if you haven't subscribed, or you do get a free one through Prime if you link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch and all that stuff. So give it to us or give it to somebody because you get it for free. I will say that we have this game every Friday night at 7:30, and it's super fun. We have our Here Be Dragons on Sunday nights at 7, and that game is also actually in a domain of Dread now, but a very different vibe. They're doing some dungeon runs, and it's going to be pretty silly. On Mondays, Temple Flight is about to go wild with a format rule change, new kind of new system completely about to be rolled here. I'll even show you
Very
guys.
excited for this.
I'll show the players here from that. I got a, not sure if you can see this. I got a Fate Ring.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Any excuse.
Any
for
excuse
you
to buy rings, I really is a thing.
hoppers.
So yeah, check that out. And then on Tuesdays, we have our other noir game, Gray in the Dark. That one also ended with some pretty kind of crazy stuff going on. So yeah, a lot of fun stuff on these shows. Thank you so much for watching. And thank you so much for all of our players. So appreciate you guys being here doing this.
Love it.
I
Makes me
think
happy.
we will probably we will sign off here because it's pretty late. But I will close by saying, until next time, have a dreadful night.
Whoa.